Good afternoon. It's me, Mikey Pipes. Today is Monday, June 20th, 2022. On this service call, which we ran earlier this morning, I'm going to give you a little summary. We're there for preventative maintenance, seasonal service call on a Bosch IDS 2.0 heat pump system and an R22 Train central air conditioning system. In this video, I'm going to show you the initial interaction with the homeowner, where we develop relationships with them. The woman happens to be a very well-known nationwide fitness and strength building coach. You're going to see her home facility. You're going to see her interacting with Air Force None, Chris. We're going to take a look at the Bosch system, and then we're going to do a full cleaning of the Train system. And then the follow-up conversation with what we observed, what we saw, what we did to fix it, and the final bill, of course. Just as a little bit of advice. Anytime I'm called on a service call, there's three things that I do. Number one, we identify the problem. Number two, we identify ways to prevent it from happening again. And number three, we make corrections. Keep that in mind as you watch this video. Let's get going, guys. It's good. Oh, it's all good. We're patiently waiting. We shall see how long it takes for them to open the door. Patiently waiting.
It's early, I guess.
Still waiting. Should we keep them in suspense?
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Another giveaway. How long will it take for them to
Exactly. Today's giveaway is sponsored by. How long is it gonna take?
The one you're 42.
Am I on my 42?
Yeah.
Oh, I have to look over the numbers.
Of course you do.
I do. No, I was just busy this weekend, you know.
Yeah, real busy.
I think they forgot that the doorbell was rung and they moved the dogs away. And that's why we're still waiting here for 59 seconds. Over a minute.
613.
Oh, yep, that's 613. Oh.
Hey,
Hi.
trying to collect the dogs.
Okay.
Fucking mess.
I hear you.
How you guys doing?
I'm good.
You ready?
Yes. Are you ready?
Ready.
You sure?
Yeah.
All right, want to start inside?
Yeah.
Okay. Any concerns from last year?
No, I think it's good.
Okay.
We're
Everything's
missing
cooling well?
Some of these filter things.
Oh, so we have a filter thing here, right? You
Um,
were able to get the filters, or
No, nope.
You can let him go.
No, he's got to learn.
He's gonna learn.
He's got to learn. Yeah. So we tried, and they were like custom or something.
That one up there.
Yeah, and then we couldn't order them.
Problem is, how do we get up there? I forgot. That's hard.
Yeah.
Chris, grab the ladder.
The one inside?
Yeah, the 6-foot ladder, and I'll stand on the top step. This degenerate here is we call him Air Force None. Mm-hmm. There's no, if you see any resemblance, there is none. He's adopted, right? Take a wild guess. This is right up your alley, by the way, and this might be a good shit up, by the way. Take a wild guess how many hours a day he spends at Hollywood Fitness.
Are there girls there?
He's not interested in that.
Yeah, but
Are you doing bodybuilding?
powerlifting.
And what kind of movements are you doing?
Main 3, squat, bench, deadlifts.
And how many days a week are you training?
7.
So then he's spending too much time there. And he's getting nowhere. Yes. Where he could be triple his size and his strength, but instead,
I don't go for size.
so it's bodybuilding.
No, it's powerlifting.
And
I don't go for size.
and by definition, how is powerlifting measured in competition?
The amount of weight that you can pull up versus your body weight.
Right, on a Wilks score. And so You don't go for size, but size means muscle hypertrophy.
Yes.
And so that means strength. And so if your goal is strength because you're looking for 1 rep PRs, then your goal is size as it relates.
A specific size, yeah.
Because you want to score well on Wilks. Yes. And so then what we're looking for is decreased body fat, increased muscle mass.
You're getting schooled, by the way. You have no idea who she is, by the way.
I'm a starting strength coach.
Oh.
And I open franchises all over the country. And so I probably have 70-year-olds outlifting you, and we can take a look at
You're going to get owned by us.
I would love to look at that.
Yes, no offense, just motivation.
No, absolutely.
They're outlifting me as well.
Yeah.
Why don't you go down to my basement?
Well, that's what he told me before you
Go
walked
down
in.
to my basement.
All right, you can come down, Chris.
Legit is legit.
Okay.
Oh, you don't seem impressed. See?
He doesn't understand, he's looking for machines.
No,
Do you know what that bar is right there? Do you know what this barbell is and what these plates are?
I see, what are these, steel plates?
These are Strength Co plates, and this is a Strength Co limited edition barbell. This is a company that is run by Marines. Yes, you can't see the knurling.
Yeah, it's a real nice one.
Certificate of authenticity. This is a starting strength affiliate gym, so everything is made to the specs. So you see the main lifts on the wall, and it's all based off of this book, which is a manualized program. And the owner, the founder, Mark Ripito, has been in the business for 45 years, and since then, we've opened dozens of gyms, made hundreds of coaches, and we produce some hell of a strong health. I found starting strength, and I've never looked
You're
back.
a good puppy.
That's what I learned though.
If you go on the Starting Strength YouTube channel, you'll also see Rick's podcast, but this is for you, gold. Because as soon as you open the book and you read Why Strength, it'll explain everything to you. And this will improve your performance. And so we score well on Wilks because our method trains the most muscle mass over the longest effective range of motion so that you can lift the most weight. And we don't train 7 days a week because we stress the whole system so much on the days we train that we need recovery time in between. Right now, what you're doing is you're exhausting yourself. If you're bodybuilding, then you're okay. But even our bodybuilders, like Stan Efferding, do you know who he is?
No, I don't think so.
So take a look at Stan Efferding, he's using the starting strength model as well. And so if you're looking for hypertrophy, what you first have to do is build your base of strength and go through that foundation of building the big lifts. And then you can break down into some conjugate method and build up some of your bodybuilding into it. But if you double your size and you get to be like a 200-pound male,
That's a lot of weight on my body frame.
well, your frame will grow. It's not fat.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
We're putting on stronger bones, bigger muscles. I'm not telling you to put on tons of body fat. But I'm just saying, if you want to increase your performance goals, you have to build your foundation of strength. And if you do that, you're going to need recovery days. Otherwise, you're just wasting yourself and you're wearing yourself down. You're not adapting. This is based on an adaptation theory of stress, recovery, adaptation.
So how many, you said you guys
That's wrong. Yeah.
are, obviously you guys train people.
Yeah.
A guy my size, 160 pounds.
Right.
What are they squatting, benching, and deadlifting average?
Listen,
I don't know.
405
Okay.
for the deadlift, but like they're not trying to stay your size because they're trying to get stronger and they're trying to increase muscle mass, not body fat, right? So they're trying to get to be 200 pounds, which is what most men should be.
Well, so my goal is to try to stay around 170.
Yeah.
And currently, I'm at like 167, 170 normally, and that's, not a super strict diet. Bench is 290, squat is 415, deadlift is 500. So, not terrible numbers, but that's where I'd like to stay because it's easily maintainable. It's, I'm not.
There's no such thing as maintaining. You can't drive a car up a hill and hover uphill. You'll start to slip backwards.
Well,
The body requires stimulus in order to stay above a certain level. There's no such thing as staying at your numbers. As you age, you will only go backwards.
You're going to go backwards. Well, that's what I'm saying. As I'm only 22, but
Yes.
I don't have a super.
When you get to be as old as your dad is, like
Yeah.
old ass dad,
halfway in the grave.
rotting, just
Can't
rotting,
hardly hear anything.
can't do his job, like
Really
a
can't.
mess. When you're
Yeah.
like him, you're
Look at this.
You're gonna
I'm a
wish-
fat fuck.
You're gonna wish that you had reached this peak from which to fall instead of settling for here and starting to decline from here. Your goal is to get a big 401k of health, build it up during your youth where you have the most testosterone.
And then eventually you're gonna be falling off and losing
And
muscle.
so take advantage of this time to build, because after 40 you lose 1 pound of muscle again. And it starts to break down, unless you're constantly applying stimulus. Now what happens when you get older, 30s, 40s?
Things start to hurt more.
Yes, and so you can't increase that peak. So for all you fucking kids who waste your youth, build your base of strength now. Don't try to stay small, because when you're 40, that squat and deadlift will be nothing.
Nope. Got schooled.
I'm just saying.
All right, 17 and a half by 17 and a half by 1. We have enough room in here
It was also small.
to get an 18 by 18. Custom size, 10 weeks away. We're gonna get our 18 by 18 by 1. All right, let's go check out the outdoor units and see how everything is running on this annual maintenance on 2 central air systems. All right, we have a train here. We're discharging some warm temperature air. It's a good sign. We have a manufacture date of 2006. We have an R22 system, and it is a 3.5 ton system. Almost positive. Last year we installed this nice, beautiful Bosch IDS 2.0 system for them. We have the 10-speed condenser fan motor, the 85-speed inverter, and we have a 5-speed inside blower motor. There she is. I think we did a video on this last year. If you want any stickers, email me, mike@mikeypipes.com. It's cold, that's warm. Looks like we have a cap here. Interesting, but we're working good here. Let's go check out what's going on over here. All right, so she is due. No, not those. Because you're gonna drop the whole fan. You got to take the sides one out, take the whole cover off. We've been servicing this client for a number of years. This condenser is due for a cleaning. So we're gonna take off the top cover of the condenser, which includes the condenser fan motor, put it off to the side, and then we're going to wash this coil from inside out. All right, so let's take a look at our wiring for our condenser fan motor. Brown, purple, black. So the black went with the other black off the contactor. Let's pull that one off. The brown went to one side of this capacitor. Let's take that off. And the purple went to the other side of the capacitor. Let's take that off. We'll lift this thing up, Chris. And let's put it, I don't know, over there. Somewhere out of the way. Okay. Now, what we're also gonna do, we're gonna get a 5-gallon bucket. Chris, get some gloves, and let's scoop out all the debris, the mulch, that's the bottom of this condenser fan motor. I'm also gonna remove the insulated compressor cover, all right, and make sure that there's nothing out of the ordinary with the compressor. Now, the American Standard Train, Ingersoll Rand uses these unions. I think it's called Rotolock unions, or that's the type of the compressor it is. I'm sure you guys will correct me. Looks like we had a repair here in the past, just not done right, but whatever, it is what it is. But we're gonna clean all this out, scoop up the debris, and then we're going to wash the condensing coil with the Refrigeration Technologies Venom Pack. All right, so we used the 5-gallon bucket. Chris had a pair of gloves on, and we scooped up most of the debris and mulch, leaves, etc. from the condenser. Now we're gonna use the shop vac and try to suck up some of the rest. Nicey nice. All right, so we got it as best clean as we can with what we're working with, the shop vac, and just manual labor. Just hose everything down right now. Get the coil wet. Pre-rinse in a way. So it works for me. Pre-rinse the coil. And then we're going to use the Venom Pack by Refrigeration Technologies to really give it a nice deep cleansing of the coil. And I like to do this every couple of years. Not every year, but every couple of years. If you're living on the coastals, like on the ocean, with the salt in the air, you want to do it every year. Sometimes even a couple times a year to rinse all that salt off of the coils.
Filter up.
She's coated with white stuff. You think she's going to be blowing bubbles?
Bubbles is a lucky guy.
All right, now I'm rinsing the coil gun by New Caligon with some fresh water. I rinsed that out a few times. You want to make sure you get all of that stuff out of it, all the chemicals, otherwise you'll foul up the trigger, the squirter, all that good stuff. The hose, the tube. We're going to run that until it's empty, and then when that's done, we're going to start rinsing her off and seeing all of the nasty cocky get washed off this coil. You can actually see the difference in the picture. This side we washed so far, and we have 3 other sides left. But you can see the difference in the coil. Let's see how much dirt comes out of this. We'll let Air Force None be the cameraman.
Camera doesn't pick it up too well, but that water's a lot browner in person.
Wait for it.
You can kind of see it on the camera. There you go. You can also see it all over.
All the dirt that's coming out. She's getting cleansed. Yeah, I think it's filthy.
Get my toes wet.
Keep your shoes dry. Wow. Dirty. She's dirty.
Oh, there we go. Go to the bottom again. Look at all that.
It
didn't even look that dirty from
yeah,
the inside.
exactly. To the naked eye, it looked pretty clean. But look, I keep rinsing. I keep getting more dirt off this coil. Look at this. That water's filthy. It's like chocolate milk.
Oh, there you go. You can see the difference between washed and unwashed.
Huge difference.
ASMR HVAC. Get the inside difference.
All right, 2 more sides left, and then we're good to go.
Very satisfying cleaning.
It is.
You see it.
All right.
It's enough for them.
Got to keep your boots dry. Mine are a little wet. But this coil is now clean. I don't like this connection like that. Not cool. Nice and clean. I'll get the blower and clean out the electrical compartment. All right, I got my wiring back together. I already tested the capacitor for the condenser fan motor, the capacitor for the compressor, and I'm going to show you how we ohm out the contactor coil and make sure that's within specifications. One of the things you want to pay very close attention to when you're working with the contactor, and especially the low voltage wiring, and here it's the yellow and the blue wire, which goes to each side of the contactor. the contactor was pulled in, which means it's getting 24 volt signal to close, right, and energize T1 and T2. If I were to touch a piece of metal, like for this to touch that, or this to touch that, or some other piece of metal, I am going to blow the fuse. And if, God forbid, there isn't a fuse, you could risk blowing the transformer, which is located inside the air handler. So be very close attention to make sure you keep these separate, and especially don't touch one another. Now, I got my multimeter set to read ohms resistance. I'm going to take one set and attach it to there, and the other set attach it to the other side of the coil, and we'll take a reading, and I have a reading of 12. I like to see between 10 and 16 of a resistance reading of ohms, and this contactor is good. So while I was testing the contactor, all right, I realized that I had mentioned that I already had tested the condenser fan motor capacitor and the compressor capacitor, but I actually only tested the compressor capacitor. So I went to go check the capacitor for the condenser fan motor, which is rated at 5, by the way, and we're reading at 4. So this condenser fan motor capacitor needs to be replaced since it's more than 10% of its rated value it lost. This is a 5. Chris, let me get it. Oh, it's over here. Keep my feet dry. I'm gonna grab a 1/4-inch driver out of the Vito. This is the TPXXL. If you want to know exactly what's in here, details in the description box down below. All right, now let's go back here. Let's drop the condenser fan motor capacitor, and you're gonna see that we're a 5. So Chris, we need a 5 microfarad single capacitor. Let's go Bosch, ladies and gentlemen. Isn't she so sexy? And again, if you're interested in any stickers, email me, Mike at MikeyPipes.com.
Is it going?
What do you want me to do?
I want you to stick this on your tongue like a 12-volt battery, and I'll give you $10.
Can you afford $10?
I can afford it.
That's 45 minutes of manual labor.
Doesn't matter. I'd love.
You want me to
see
lick this for
on video?
on video?
Oh, you can't do that.
Well,
Come
do
on,
what?
It's cheating.
I know it's not charged. I know it's not this discharged already.
Why did you do that?
Of course.
Yeah.
You think I'm fucking stupid? I'll give you $20 to shove up your ass.
Done.
All right, plug that bitch in
Oh boy.
without getting electrocuted, like literally.
How much money will you give me if I do get electrocuted?
If not, I don't want you electrocuted because then you'll be dead. So if I want you shocked, that's a whole other thing. Get her in there.
Should go this way.
It only goes one way for the on position, and then we'll check for voltage, amperage. All right, a little under 10 amps, 9.5 amps actual. Very nice. 9.6. Let's check the other line. 9.3. Let's check the fan motor. 0.6. 0.2. 0.1. Now it's 0. And the other one. Oh, that's not going where I think it's going. Hold on. Let's get you in there. All right. That's going to the start relay. All right. Let's check. Yeah, let's check the purple. All right. And we have 0.3 amps. 0.4. Let's see if she's blowing bubbles.
She's not blowing bubbles.
She's not blowing bubbles? Why not? I guess we rinsed her well. She was a dirty whore, I tell you. She was a dirty, dirty girl. But now she's clean. Now she's clean. And this is when I'm going to get half the community to agree with me and the other half not to agree with me. We're not going to check refrigerant unless we suspect there's a problem. All right? We have a cold or ambient temperature air coming out of the top of the condenser fan, and that's because the coil is cold right now. We're going to check with our Service Pal app, which is our mobile dispatching and invoicing and payment receipt program to see if we added refrigerant to this system in the past. So I checked the service history at this customer's location, and we've been coming here for quite some time, and the only issues that happened in the past was with that system right there, on the previous system that was there. So in the past, we replaced it, put in the Bosch IDS 2.0, and it's a 2-ton system. All right, so we don't have any need to check refrigerant pressures on the system. And especially if you recall in the beginning of the conversation when I walked in the front door, are there any concerns or issues that you've noticed with the system since we've last been here? And the answer was no. I want to play with dogs. Looks like he wants to rip my arm off. Hi. Come here. I want to play with this. Come here. Come here. Walden? Wow. Let me turn the air conditioners off. Okay. Let's go do the other. Hi. You're a big horse. You're a big horse. And let's put this one back at 71 too.
Do we need to put new filters into the other, or no chance? Or?
I replaced the one upstairs. You ordered it today. You'll have tomorrow. Amazon Prime. 18 by 18 by 1, right?
So meanwhile, don't run anything without a filter?
Well, you can run it for a day or two.
The old one? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. And how
Hi.
to get up there is the question.
You don't have a ladder?
Yeah, he pretty.
How about you put your husband on your back?
Yeah.
Right?
That's.
I think you could do it.
I think I could do it. Walden, chill. Walden.
And then, because you got to check it every 30 days anyway.
Yeah. Right. Who's a good brown bear? Who's a brown baby? You are. Who's a brown baby?
How old is Walden?
Walden's a year, and Iggy's 11. He's the boss.
Very, very unproportional dog.
Yeah.
He's like a miniature greyhound.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's an Italian greyhound.
Oh.
And this one we did genetics
smaller.
on him.
Oh, you did a DNA test?
And I thought it was a brown lab.
I thought
Nothing.
that.
He's Doberman, Great Dane,
Wow.
Vizsla, and Malamute.
Wow.
Okay, chill.
And he's a year and a half.
He's a year, just a year.
He's a year.
Don't go puppy, don't-
He's a big dog.
Good. Good kiss. Good boy.
Does he shake?
No,
No.
but he doesn't shed. And so that's
good.
been a gift.
That's a
Because
blessing.
I have a zoo, and my other one just died, so we just
Yeah.
keep this process going.
So the Bosch system is perfect. All right. The main zone system. Every couple of years we do like a certain maintenance and cleaning, things like that. So we did that this year for that. So we took the top cover off, which is the fan, and took out a bunch of mulch. Half a 5-gallon bucket of mulch we took out of it.
Wow.
Then we acid washed.
He's the one to tell it to.
There's mulch in the thing?
Yeah, there was. Well, now we took care of the mulch.
Five bucket.
A 5-gallon bucket full of mulch.
From where?
Just
trees.
been blowing.
Oh.
Yeah. So we cleaned all that out. Then I acid washed the coil. We put a chemical on the coil. We rinsed it off, and now it's a night and day difference. Then I tested a few components electrically. One I had to replace, which controls the fan motor. When that dies, you'll have no fan motor. Your compressor will overheat, and hopefully it'll just shut down. But you don't want that on a 90-degree day, and I don't want to come here on a 90-degree day either. So preventatively, we changed that as well, and everything else is working perfectly, 100%.
Good. Can we Zelle you? Is Zelle okay?
You can sell if you want.
What do you prefer? Do you prefer credit card?
I prefer plastic.
Plastic?
Yeah.
Can you just give them that?
Take 2. Take 1. I didn't even hit the record button. I was still on photo. Anyway.
Dropped him on his head. Now he thinks he's a.
Anyway, Shakat. I hope you found this video somewhat educational and hopefully a little entertaining at the same time. We did a full tune-up on their central air conditioning systems. Didn't show you everything. And we do that for time constraint purposes. I don't want to, overfeed you guys where you become bloated fat Fs.
We give you a tune-up.
Are you gonna give me a tune-up?
Full tune-up.
You gonna put that capacitor up your tuchus?
I'm gonna go grab one of the 50s. Charge. Really excite you.
All right, guys, I hope you found it somewhat entertaining and also educational. Thank you so much for watching. Be well, God bless, stay safe.